There we go. All right, first boss down. Anyway, once you load in, go ahead and enjoy the cutscene. Don't worry too much. But for those who are skipping or have already seen it, go ahead and use your Pure Essence, equip a Re-Razor, and slot in the actions you need. Use a Pure, use your Re-Razor, and slot in the actions you need. We are not accepting off essences, so no deeps essences, no regular essences. Use your Pure, and that does not include Gambler. There are no gamblers on my Anyprog. Once we are let out of the jail, there is a box at the bottom of the staircase, and do avoid these glowing yellow pads, because once you take the pad, you cannot get back up. Once your holster is ready, once you have your Pure Essence and everything equipped, go ahead and stand on the waymark relating to your party and triple check your party. A, B, C, D, 1, 2 for E and F. Yes, if you have any haste gear, make sure to equip it. This includes armor, such as the Bajan Resistance Armor Augmented, which has haste applied to it, and the Bajan Earring, which is from your achievement menu. It's pretty haste. Also, you may have already noticed, but Alliance Chat is not enabled in Deliver Regine Savage. You all have to use Yell and Shout. As we get things organized, you may be wondering why we need to organize our parties, such as this. Well, you see, there's two paths right in front of us. One leads to the east, and one leads to the west. Those are our first encounters. We cannot proceed to the first boss, Trinity Seeker, unless we clear these two instances. So we're going to have some splits accordingly. I don't remember what we're going to do, so I'm just going to have A, B, C go left towards slimes, and D, E, and F are going to go right towards golems. I need a golem explainer / caller.
I can do it.
Let's say I can get
Hazel.
Okay.
Yuri, you are not using a pure. You need a pure essence. Deep essences are not going to cut it here. If you do not have a pure, you will fall over to every raid wide. This is not a suggestion. And as Wobble has mentioned, there is a 10-minute AFK timer. If you do not move or interact with the game for 10 minutes, you get kicked out of the instance. That would have been nice to know before we had gone in. There is a ton of people in here that have pure essences that they are willing to give you. Well, we're going to continue. For now, I expect some memes on slimes and golems, but let it be known, I'm only going to let this slide this one time. If you come back, or if we go back in again and somebody's missing something, that's it. We're leaving you on the ground. I have some things to pack, but we're going to make it work. Again, as we are finishing up getting all the bags organized, we're going to have things split up. Parties A, B, and C, you're going to stay here in the Slime's main voice channel on the Discord. If you are in parties D, E, or F, you're going to drop down one voice channel to the Golems VC, where Hazel is going to explain Golems to you. Again, if you are in parties D, E, or F, go ahead and drop down one voice channel.
Yo, what's up, gamers? Before we jump down, a couple basic things to know about golems. You don't see them yet because we haven't jumped down yet, but there are 4 golems, and that but only 2 colors. Each of the rooms have 4 different colors. Golems will change from, let's say, green to red or blue to white. Take one blue golem to the blue room and the white room. Let the blue golem in the white room turn to white, then interrupt it. Take one of the green golems to one of us will be taking red golem. Ideally someone who knows how to kite red golem, because it hits and it hurts a lot. As in, will one hit you hurts a lot. But on the bright side, it tethers to the first person that does damage to it. So unless the red golem tank dies, it has no threat to any of you. There are 3 distinct traps somewhere. We'll find out when we jump down. There will either be a poison trap or a bomb trap. Poison traps will put a nasty dot on you. This can be a Suna, but just avoid them. Bomb traps are exactly what they sound like. They will blow up and kill you and everyone around you. There's no surviving a bomb trap unless you know what you're doing. So just avoid traps. If you don't see a trap in your room, and you don't hear a trap safe, just proceed with caution. Once all 3 traps are found, there's nothing to be afraid of because there's only 3 of them. You'll hear the Perceptor say something like southwest, mid, north, or something along those lines. That just tells you which room the traps are in. There's always a trap mid, and there's always 2 traps in any of the 4 rooms. Could be both north, could be both south. That's something we won't figure out until we get down there. I will end up needing 4 tanks. We haven't jumped down yet. If you are a tank who knows what they're doing and would like to tank a golem, go ahead and jump up and down. Oh.
Just jump down, my God.
I couldn't tell if we were waiting on something because not everybody jumped down yet.
I don't know why you're doing explanations already. You're the caller. You're the explainer. Tell people to jump down. If you're on D, E, or F, D1 or 2, you're dropping on down to the right pad, the glowy right pad on the... Go ahead and hop on down. We'll take care of more explanations down there. It is a lot easier to take care of explanations down there than it is up here.
If you are a tank who has an idea what you're doing when you come down here, stand on top of a pile of rocks. When I say tank that knows what you're doing, I mean tank that is somewhat confident taking care of a golem.
You don't have to. I mean, you can also be new. Tanking golems is really easy.
Yeah. Red golem is the only, like, quote-unquote scary one, but considering I'm already standing on red golem, it's fine. Okay. We need a tank on blue golem. Can be any tank. We also need a DPS north and south, which we already have. Graph percepted.
Both traps are north.
Okay. If you are in blue or white room, don't worry about a trap, because there is no trap. If you are Raviel or myself, you will need to worry about it. Graph, can you percept green first?
Yeah, I'm going north. I mean,
Okay.
It doesn't. Yeah. Shouldn't matter.
There's a reference in DRS Learning 1. Top facing the door, top right is blue golem. No, top left is blue golem. Bottom left is white golem. Bottom right is red golem, and top right is green golem. Unless you're a tank, going to or knowing which golem goes where isn't a huge deal. If you are not currently a tank or healer assigned to a golem or a DPS north and south, congrats. Have you ever done a hunt train? Same exact thing. You're just going to blue golem, killing blue, going to white golem, killing white, so on. Save your burst on white golem until it hits about 30%. Then it'll start casting compaction. On the note of compaction, each golem has their bullshit little gimmick. Blue golems will give their tanks a little bleed. This can be a Sunad. Trimple as. Don't get hit by it. It is an AoE. It is a very well telegraphed AoE. So just avoid it and you'll be fine. White golem will also end up getting this AoE because the golems don't transfer. Speaking of golems transforming, every I think it's like 40 second or 30 seconds ish, the golems will cast Metamorphose. If you are in blue or green rooms, interrupt the first Metamorphose and everyone after. If you are in a white room, don't interrupt the first one. Let the blue change to white and then interrupt. That is only for white room. If you are in blue room, interrupt it always. If your golem is the same color as the pad in that room, interrupt it. Simple as. Anyway, white golem cast compaction at 30%. If you don't burn it or kill it before it hits, before the cast goes off, it gets restored to full, and I think it gains a buff, but I haven't seen it that often, so I'm not 100% sure. Either way, just kill it just burn it whenever it hits 30% and starts casting compaction. Green golem. This is why we have DPS or tanks north and south. Green golem will eat the hallway golems and become very spicy. Just keep the hallway golems out of green room and you're fine. Red golem, as I said, has the bullshit gimmick of one-hitting anyone it hits. Unless you know what you're doing, which is why I'm on it. Not that I don't trust people, it's just, you know. Can I get a healer with killing Ton? Okay, cool, we're good. Val, can you swap with me? Thank you. Okay, Val is on red golem. Val knows what he's doing. No biggie. I just want to be south more so I can actually see everything going on. Anyway, anyone have any questions?
When I bring Green Golem into his room, I just tank him on the pad, correct?
Yep. Do not... Oh, yeah, also important. Especially if you are green tank. Do not use any self-healing. There's a decent chance that if you self-heal at the wrong time, you pull a hallway golem into green room, and as I said, green golem eats hallway golem and becomes very spicy. Which is why you have a healer with you.
And the DPS just kill ads in the hallway, right?
DPS are killing golems from blue to white to green to red. I may call to help hallway golems out a little bit if needed.
If you were on the waymark, that being Percy or Ronnie Riot,
Yeah.
I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. Those two people are the ones taking care of hallway ads. If need be, like if we're waiting for the blue golem to turn white in the white room, then we'll probably call for you to just go ahead and kill hallway golems. But other than that, it should just be blue, white, green, red as our kill order. You go in that order. Just following the pack.
Yeah. If you ever done a hunt train, same thing. Pretty much. The 1-2-3 combo, I think, counts as a self-heal, but it generates, like, such low enmity that it's not a huge deal. I mean, like, avoid, like, Aurora or Nascent Flash. It's Nascent Flash that heals the warrior, right? Yeah, anything like... Most of Warrior's myths, actually. Ah, okay. Yes, do not use lost actions. We have pretty much a full group down here. We should not need to use lost actions at all. Remember though, do not burst green golem or do not burst blue golem.
It ultimately doesn't really matter. We have 24 people.
Yeah.
It would
Also
matter
important.
if it was low man, but like white golem's gonna die no matter what with 24 people.
Also important, do not kill red golem until I say so. Once all of our golems die on their pads, hallway golems will be spawning a lot, and it starts... I think it accelerates the enrage timer. Pretty much if
It
one
does
side
not.
wipes...
It does not. That's
If one side...
misinformation.
If one side wipes, or the timer goes beyond, I think, 5 minutes, we get a Reaper that will 100% kill us. Ideally, we will never see that, though.
The only thing that happens from downing red is that they spawn faster and start casting Demolish. That's it.
It just makes it easier on us to not have to deal with columns casting Demolish.
Angry
and
rocks.
A lot of them getting spawned at once, yeah. Especially on an Anyprog format. We will probably see a lot of them because Rupture is going to get called kind of later than in a Reclear. Or has a chance to, anyway.
On the note of light golems, someone said in, Wobble said in Yell Chat, do not put any dots on red golem. Red golem, we're gonna just detarget and work on hallway golems. Once we detarget, once we detarget red golem, just use hallway golems to build your gauge.
Hey, as you see in chat, you see that wobble to bobble guy. He says wobbles you. That means you should move around every 5 minutes or so, because there's an AFK timer in here that will kick you if you are not moving for 10 minutes. So just make sure that you move around every 5 minutes or so to not get kicked.
I try to wobble people every like 5 minutes, but you know.
The full augments are a chance, however, you will always get a plate. And you need 10 plates to make it. Is it 10 or is it 5?
It's 10.
It's 10 plates, and the full box will replace the plate if it does drop.
You exchange the plates to get the
was
box.
an addition.
Yeah, it's somewhere around like 7 runs or something on average to get a full set because you get a full box at the end as well.
Yeah, a random one for the 5.
Unless Queen only ever drops boxes for you, Smile.
Yeah, then you're just hoping for. Then you're just going for the 10 clears for the full set.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm at like 13 body boxes. Because that's all she drops.
I have 30.
It is also worth mentioning, if you are here for the Diable Law's Order stuff, Reclears take like a third of the time as an Anyprog just because you don't need to go through explains as much.
Yeah, Lynn, if you're joining like Lynn's reclears on actually there's one later today. That takes about an hour, like total, even from like start to finish, like outside the instance. It takes about like just a full hour. That's it. Not like the full 3 hours that we are hoping you've allotted for this. Because there's a lot of explanations and whatnot that happen in here.
We love Queensguard.
Yeah. Although hopefully this doesn't take any more than like 2 hours. Is
I wouldn't.
generally what we've been doing for the most part with any progs on foe.
I would say conceptually they're about the same difficulty. Slimes is just harder because you need a lot more coordination.
By definition, that makes slimes harder.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Slimes is harder. It's just, yeah. Simple as. Golems you're gonna find is very, very easy.
Sides do not need to die at the same time. No. We could, in theory, kill this, stand around hitting rocks that spawn quickly for like 4 minutes, and it wouldn't matter.
Remember, there is a trap mid. If you are a tank on a golem, provoke it. We are going to blue room. I'm about to get a bleed buster. If you are a tank on a blue golem, you are about to get a bleed buster. Healers, get ready to Asuna. Healers, Asuna. Once we kill blue golem, walk across the room. Okay. Green interrupt, good job. Work on killing white golem, save your burst. Burst it, kill it. We are going up to green room. Interrupts. We are going to red room. Be careful, that is a very interesting placement for the bomb trap. Ignore the very obvious bomb trap.
I mean, if you want, I can...
Well, when people leave the room when
Interrupt.
it's on the other side, I could invuln it if you want.
Oh no, I was going to do something dumber.
Don't you dare rescue me.
No, it's the,
I
Okay,
thought
stop
about it.
DPS, back off. Do not attack red. Work on
It's a
hallway
wipe.
golem, build your gate. Oh, doesn't matter. Gather around the bomb trap.
We could kill red. It would probably be... Yep, kill red. Kill red. It is faster to kill red. Put it on the pad.
Yeah,
We
we just let red go to blue and just tank buster everyone. It works.
Gather up around the orange trap in the center. Do not step onto it. The faster we die, the faster we can run again.
still campfire stories around the bomb trap.
Stand.
There's also a poison trap in green you can gather around. Just also let the metamorphose cast go through whenever red starts casting it.
Yes,
Yeah,
do
just
not
let that go
interrupt.
through.
You can click off your pure. You shouldn't do so normally, but this will let us die faster. So
Yeah, just die to the poison.
go ahead and pop it. Blue is going to do a tank buster.
Red, get back! I need to die!
Lynn was running away with it.
Red got faster because it wasn't red anymore.
I wonder if we'll see the Reaper.
We will not.
I mean, if nobody hits anything and isn't dying, then we might.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Oh, I just realized that I'm still up. What the hell am I still doing? I thought I died. What the fuck? There we go.
Oh, you guys get to see Green Golem eat golems. There he goes. See that
Everyone's
spicy
gonna
stat?
die real fast now.
Yep.
Oh, that's... Someone get hit by that. See how much damage it does.
I've never wiped here. Are we just releasing and leaving the instance?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
as soon as everyone on our side has finally died and the golems
That
have
looks like-
disappeared.
yep.
There we go.
How much damage did Roni take?
Every
Oh,
Someone needs a pure. Someone needs a pure. Who needs a pure?
every single time that we wipe in the instance, we have to leave and then go back in and then start from the beginning.
That is why the faster everyone can die, the faster we can go again.
Yep.
Now that we've seen golems, does anyone have any questions? Nothing really went wrong. I'm just asking for the sake of asking.
Was Charlotte gonna use Seraph Strike to pop the trap?
Yes.
I mean, it's fast.
Ethereal Shift is not fast enough, however.
I don't know. I've seen someone on a Vanta trap. Just be brave.
Yeah, no, I did it along the corner edge of it. It just didn't matter.
Oh. Bad server kick.
Goodbye,
over there.
Himbo Hooters.
Probably joining C.
hello.
Fun fact, reinstancing is the easiest way you can forget to put your pure back on. Do not forget your pure.
That's true.
I will not forget my peer. I will double, triple check myself before I double, triple wreck myself.
Do I have the macro? Does not seem like I do. Shame.
I only have 2 macros for...
Why do I have a macro for pulling? Oh, that's for
Give me one.
obscure farms, I see.
Out for a minute.
What was that?
I gotta let the puppy out for a minute before we go back in. Got a bladder thing.
Oh yeah, I can delete my Dragon Eye Focus Target macro.
Did you guys know the original Team Fortress came out 28 years ago?
Damn, that's older than I am.
What is that? Someone just sent me a fuse field. Aqua. Yes, it is.
I will also BRB real quick. It'll be no longer than 30 seconds. You can count.
No, I can't.
25.
That's number
Don't
one.
you also only get the hand plate if the duelist wins? But we've got Thirsty, so that's fine.
The hand box appears when the duelist wins, and then we beat Queen's Guard. It'll be a second
6,
box for the Queen's Guard.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I'm sorry I lied to you all. That was longer than 30 seconds.
You're praying for the. We just lose 2 people between the instances.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry.
Like I said, do not forget your peer.
Yes, pop your presence, pop your eraser. Do both of those right now. It's very, very important. And then also restock your action. Well, actually, you shouldn't have used any actions for golems, but make sure you restock your holster with the actions you took out to put your pure essence eraser in. And use them. I pop my pure essence, I pop my eraser, I'm putting my actions back in my holster. I'm at 99 out of 99. I'm good to go now. Do the thing. There's just 3 people that I know should be popping theirs soon, so we're good. We're good probably. All right, looks like everyone's good to go on Golem's side. So if you are DE or F, DE1, 2, once again, go ahead and drop on down on the right pad.
Make sure your holster's full. Make sure you have everything you need.
Double and triple check your holster. Make sure you have everything you need before dropping down. But if you are 100%, you know you're good to go, go ahead and hop on down.
Same tanks on the same golems. Do everything we did the same time, but again, that was fairly clean. Southeast, mid, and north for traps. There will be a trap in white room. So white tank, be careful. Be careful.
I forgot.
I'm just gonna invuln and run over it as I.
No, don't do that. If it's a bleed trap, yeah.
Okay. Then I'll wait. If it's an explosion trap, I'll do that.
We want the traps to exist for the sake of wiping faster.
Yeah, just leave them alone. Just leave the traps alone.
Not that, but if someone's too close to you, you could clip them and they don't have invuln.
Yeah, the trigger is smaller than the explosion. The explosion is large.
I'm used to ether stuff, and we always blow them up if you can.
Yeah,
other than the middle one. So, heard.
Face percepting is really fun and normal though because there are no consequences.
Uh,
I mean, that metal's
Good.
metal. It's free.
Is anyone still at the box? I'm hearing no, nobody's at the box. Once again, do everything like we did last time. Last time was perfect. We are about to get a countdown, if I were to guess. Yep. Yes, if you are a tank on a golem, make sure your stance is on. If you are not a tank on a golem, make sure your stance is off. As we saw in Red Room when we wiped, make sure golems die on the pad or they get back up. Golems like to take naps in their beds, not on the floor. If they fall asleep on the floor, they wake up and they get mad and more angry.
And a
So make
heal.
sure, yeah. I wish when I slept on the floor I got a full night's rest. Anyways, provoke your golems and take them to their rooms. Remember, there is a trap in white room. Trap in white has been found. We are working on blue golem. Bleed Buster's coming out. I popped a medikit this time, don't worry about Asuna-ing me. Move on to white room. Don't attack it until it turns. Okay, now we can beat it up. Burn it. We're fine. Go to green room. Ignore red golem. Red golem's just going for a walk. Nice, healthy enrichment. Anyway, speaking about red golem, we're beating up green golem and then moving on to red. Once again, no dots on red, please, unless you know what you're doing. We are waiting for red to get to 20%. Interrupts. Back off of red golem. Work on hallway golems, build up your gauge. Please stop attacking red. Any rupture in chat?
You can drag the south hallway golems north, by the way.
Yep. Hallway golems are out, beat them up.
I think there's rupture. I'm watching stream with it, and they're in the corner.
Okay.
I would
pad Val.
Okay.
Kill red. Nicely done. Oh, we're done. Perfect. There's a pad. Yeah. There's a pad north. Jump on this pad. There are 2 chests up here. Hop up to the other VC.
You can grab your chest and hop on up.
Pad up to the first boss, Trinity Sneaker. There are 2 chests at the bottom of the staircase. That is all loot in DRS's personal. I can't grab those chests for you.
You guys didn't call rupture.
Yeah, we did.
We were waiting for you.
Oh,
Percy's not on your side.
I saw the
It-
rupture and I was like, well, we did have a little sus rupture, so I was like, oh, Percy saw, and was like, whatever.
It was late and we weren't sure if one of the slimes was on the pad.
Yeah, and we were just
Happened to be
waiting,
watching
like,
a
you know what?
stream
We'll just
of a friend who was on slides.
Yeah. All right. Memes over. Now we can get to the real bosses. Welcome everyone to the first real boss of Delibram Reginae Savage. This is Trinity Seeker. For those of you who have done DRN, which you should have because you needed to do DRN in order to unlock DRS, this boss is very similar to its normal mode. Fourfold Mercy Claves, Hot Wing, Hot Tail, Laser Beams, standing on yellow and blue brick sand. It's just a lot faster. It is, in fact, significantly faster than its normal mode encounter. But first, hey tanks, you just did a bunch of weird stuff with your tank stances. Turn them off. If your name is not Corndog Stick, turn your stance off. Hazel will be my designated off tank, so if something happens to me, Hazel will take over from there. As far as explanations for Trinity Seeker, again, like I said, very similar to normal mode. And I'm going to be calling this boss True North Relative when possible, otherwise I'll be using the waymarks accordingly. For example, for Fourfold Mercy, he indicates his four intercardinals from wherever he is looking, and he's going to cleave in a giant half-room cleave, one at a time, until he's run out. How I'm going to call that is I'm going to point him at a cardinal direction, and I'm going to say something like south for 2, north for 2, which means you start south of the boss, true south, start south of the boss, wait for 2 hits to go off, you cross through his hitbox, and end up on north. It also could be east for 2, west for 2. It could also be a crossover pattern, which are cringe. So it could be something like 1, 3, 4, 2. Or it could be something like start east, or east, west, west, east. Or north, south, south, north. Again, I'm going to try my best to call it correctly. If I stutter or make a mistake, I'm probably just going to call it by the waymarks. Otherwise, it's other mechanics you've seen in normal mode. The gaze, look away, the giant expanding AoE flower, the hide and knockback when it's in 2 sword form. There's chains that are going to show up, so you need to stack up and then break them. Again, hiding either on the blue brick sand or on the yellow sand. But also, we might see a few clones that appear on intercardinals. Or on cardinals, my bad. If I see a clone on a cardinal, if I'm referring to blank, I'm referring to where I'm standing right here. So the clone would be between 3, C4, and myself. If I'm saying blank, I mean this. Because we don't have enough waymarks. While we're in Delibram Reginae Savage, if you are behind the purple line, that indicates you are not ready. If you are beyond the purple line, that indicates your ready checkness. If you're ready, you can go ahead and stand on the C waymark. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them now, otherwise we're going to get going.
Just one, I forgot how the chains work.
Alright, so chains is, in this case, Hazel and I are chained together. You want to stack up tight, nice and tight. When the chain appears, we run in opposite directions to break the chain.
Hey, thank you.
Obviously, there's going to be like 18 people that get chained together out of the whole raid. So we just want to be in a nice tight ball and just scatter. Percy makes an exceptionally good point. We are going to get Limit Break as part of our encounter here in Delibram Reginae Savage. Any LB that is not a healer LB is a waste. DPS LB3, it's worse than if you would just do the 1-2-3 combo. Pure essences and actions make your damage so insane here that LB does not compare. LB does like maybe a percentage of its health. Maybe. Healer LB3 is exclusively used here because it allows us to get dead bodies off the ground if we have a mass wipe situation. That's true. If you get knocked into the death wall, say you had a giant knockback mechanic, and you die, if you're re-raise or procs, you don't get a prompt. You're just going to get straight back up. So if you bounce, calmly walk out of the death wall, and you can re-engage. If you get arisen by a healer, there may be a couple people who are going to combat arise. You don't get a prompt. You do not get any indication that you were arise, so do not go away from the screen if you die. Otherwise, I see a whole bunch of people on C. If you're ready to get on C, countdown is coming out soon. This boss does start off with a raid wide. Pop your food, pop your actions. We are going in 13 seconds. Hey, here's that raid white I was talking about. First things first, we get a nice friendly clone showing up. He does nothing. Say hello to the clone. Our first safe spot is 3. Easy. It's going to be east for 2, west for 2. East for 2, west for 2. Start east of the boss for 2 hits, then move across. 1 hit, 2 hit crossover. Look away from 4, look away from 4, then go south. Look away from 4, then go south. We have push boss, get inside boss and hitbox, drop back, also safe. Get inside boss and hitbox, drop back, and also safe.
You're roboting.
Robot.
Inside the boss hitbox. Stay away from the not 1, there's an invuln buster coming up. Stay away from the not 1. Continue to stay away from the main tank. There is a solo buster. If anyone is with me, they die. Do not be near me. We're going to be stacked up for some chains. And we're going to get knocked back into any barrier. Stand up, break your chains, then get knocked back into any barrier. Get knocked back into any barrier. Afterwards, get back middle. Get back underneath the boss. There's going to be some Ifrit dashes landing around the arena. Yep, hold your burst, hold your burst. We are going towards 1A. And then we're going to hide behind the 2 barricade. Run and hide behind 2. Run and hide. Hide, hide, hide. Get back on the boss. We're stacking up on the 2. Stack up on that 2-way mark. There's a line stack. Don't get caught out. We're going to stay here and wait for some easily dodgeable baited lines. Once you see the orange, get out of it. Get out of the bad, get out of the bad, run away. Then stand on yellow sand. Be off of blue brick, stand on yellow sand. We have pushed the boss. Afterwards, get intercardinals of the boss. The 1 and the 3 are safe. Max melee is also safe. Get intercardinal of the boss. I'm getting the boss back center. Get back in the middle for some more Ifrit dashes. And then we're going to combine this with a 4-fold mercy. We are going towards 1 again. Our first safe spot is 2. That's a crossover. 2-4. Okay, it is east, west, west, east. East, west, west, east. Start east, then crossover. East, west, west, east. Stay here for 2. 1, 2, cross back over. Look away from 2. Look away from 2, go south. Look away from 2, go south. Stack up to bait and break these chains. Bait and break these chains. Afterwards is a raid wide. Go ahead and stay away from the not one. There is a tank buster coming up. It cleaves. Boss is going to jump middle. We're going to have a fourfold mercy with a yellow sand or blue brick. You start on the color. Our first safe spot is 1. Easy. West for 2, east for 2. West for 2, east for 2, either starting on yellow sand. Start on yellow sand. Then wait 2 hits. 1 hit. 2 hit, crossover, end up on blue brick. End up on blue brick. The middle is blue brick. 1 more random one. 1 more random one. Get on yellow sand. Get on yellow sand. Look away from 4. Look away from 4. And go south. Look away from 4. Go south. Raid wide. Be inside the boss's hitbox. Front and back is also safe. Be inside the boss's hitbox. Front and back is also safe. Boss is jumping center. And kill this boss. I don't want to see any more mechanics. Alright, do not run ahead. Do not run ahead. There are traps ahead. Healers, if there are any dead, go ahead and slot Arise and start arising them. If there is a healer on the body, that means they're claiming it and they're attempting to raise that dead body. We don't want to have every healer slot Arise to get 1 person off the ground.
Graph?
Graph?
I was trying the dancer thing and it didn't fucking work.
Yeah, no, the dancer thing fucking sucks.
It does suck. I did it earlier, but I fucking.
Anyway, there is a
this
chest
time.
directly outside the secret arena that contains one of your platings. It is your foot plating. If you see that giant glowing yellow pad in the back, no you don't. It doesn't exist. That glowing pad doesn't exist. However, if you are in Percy Puck's party, you can stand near it. If you are in the party with the monk Percy Puck, you can stand near the glowing pad. Otherwise, you're making your way over to the Dahu arena, but there's no Dahu there. I don't know what you're talking about. Dahu doesn't exist. While things are getting organized for the duelist, there is a few things to go over for Dahu. Mostly, it's just this countdown is not real. Do not pull Dahu. This countdown isn't real. It's not for you. For Dahu, there are the 1, 2, 3, 4 way marks. If you get a limit cut marker, either 1 dot, 2 dot, 3 dot, or 4 dot, you want to take it to the edge of the arena and annihilate the lion that is there. Otherwise, it's just dodging orange.
I love the bad.
We're waiting for the.
And do we go to different corners depending on the amount of dots we have?
Nope, only 4 people will get the dots. So if you don't have it, you don't even need to worry about it. Anyway, intruders, get out, get out. That means we get in, get in. Go ahead and use your lost actions on this boss. More lost actions, the more damage you do, the less mechanics we see. Otherwise, puddles on the ground, don't get hit by it. I shouldn't need to tell you to stand out of the orange. Dahu is dashing north. Do not be in his way. He's going to dash somewhere back south. He's dashing towards 3. Get towards him. He is going to do a giant cone attack. Do not get turned into barbecue. Otherwise, I'm dragging Dahu back to the middle. There's going to be some Ligers dashing around the arena. Don't get hit by them. If you see a limit cut marker on your head, take it to any Liger and kill them. Channel your inner pixel. Limit cut markers out and away. Kill a Liger, any Liger. Channel your inner pixel again. This is a left-right, so dodge into this after it goes off or be really far away. Dodge into it. Now get knocked back into any safe spot. You cannot knock back resist this. If you know the secret jutsu, do it. We got some gamers. We are getting on Dahu's right shoulder, right. And we're going to avoid the fire breaths. That's 1. That's 2. If you're a caster, you can stand on the not 1 for caster uptime. First, our duelist was successful. Alright, there's going to be a bunch of ads tethered to me. Don't worry about it. I'm going to pull them in the middle. You're going to AoE them down. It's
Okay.
fine.
You're going to call to ignore them.
I'm spinning. We're having a good time. AoE and down ads. It's a good time. I hope my healers are having a good time. Alright. Now, everything, everywhere, all at once. We're going to have all the mechanics. There's going to be Ligers dashing, Croc Rocks falling from the ceilings, a left-right shockwave. Alright. We are all good. There is a chest at the end of the Dahu Arena. This is your last chance to grab your loot from Trinity Seekers, Limes and Golems, and Dahu specifically. If you do not...
Can I get a healer to stay back?
Yes, I have 10 Arise plates, and I'm going to go get something to eat real quick while
cool.
QG is going on.
We should only have 1 plate, right?
Only
one
he's,
plate?
he's saying in the holster. He has 10 plates. You should have 10 plates in your holster or something like that.
Oh, no, like for the augmented gear.
Oh,
yeah.
You should have only 1 runner's plating foot gear.
Cool.
And some fragments.
Yeah, I'm going to go grab leftover pizza. I'll get you when I'm back. If I
I'm logging in now, yeah.
Yum.
Again, if you haven't grabbed your loot, this is your last chance. Otherwise, take your teleport pad. We'll make our way down to Queensguard.
Stoic, do you want mids or walls?
I want the walls.
Okay.
Alright, as we get things organized, welcome everyone to the Queen's Guard encounter. These guys are non-hostile until you damage them, so you can walk right up to them, hug them if you want. Just don't pull them by accident. While we're getting things organized, I need a healer each to stand on these colored waymarks, which are indicated by certain things in the arena, which are for later. I need a healer on 1A, 3, and D. Or if you know what you're doing and can reflect with a light curtain, you could stand on those waymarks too. I have Aki Aurelia taking a 4, so we don't need to worry about that. Yeah, I know. There's a whole bunch of people up there. But while they're getting things organized, I'll go over the basics. Anyway, Queen's Guard. This is a 2v2 fight. We're going to start off with all 4 of these guys. They're going to do a couple raid wides, and then they're going to disappear. And they're going to come back 2 at a time with the Queen's Warrior, like in the Queen's Knight first, and after they are killed, the Queen's Soldier and the Queen's Gunner. I have my off tank already, Hazel. Hazel will keep the 1 guard in the middle, and I will keep the guard on the walls. As far as Queen's Guard explanations, the first major mechanic we're going to see from the Queen's Guard is the Spellforge and Steel Sting. So, if... Hold on, I got the updated one. So healers, you should have Spellforge and Steel Sting in your bag. Figure out who is using which one, where. One healer should have Spellforge, one healer should have Steel Sting. It's vitally important that your party has both, because the bosses are going to tether together indicate a color, and they're going to be completely immune to either, well, not completely immune. They're going to have like a 99% damage resistance to either physical or magical damage. But that's not good, because we need to kill them. So, we're going to have the physical jobs get Spellforge, purple, and the magical jobs are going to get yellow, Steel Sting. Some jobs are special. We have hybrids like Red Mage, Paladin, Dark Knight, Reaper, and Ninja who have both types of damage. They're going to be a little special because you can pre-apply one of them, but they may need the other one, depending on what shows up. So, for Paladin, Dark Knight, Reaper, and a Ninja, they're going to start with purple and get yellow if necessary, and Red Mages get yellow and swap to purple if necessary. This is vitally important because if you're not doing damage, we can't kill the bosses, and that means we don't clear. Otherwise, the mechanics with the soldier and the warrior and the knight are as follows. They are all about weight and wins. So they're either going to change your weight to heavy or light, and they're going to change the arena effects to either heavy or light. For example, if you have done normal mode, the warrior will tether to bombs. Heavy bombs fall first, light bombs fall second. Players are light, so they fall with the light bombs. However, if they target the bombs with the winds, or the... I forget what it's called. But the effect that changes their weight, now all of a sudden the heavy bombs fall first and the light bombs fall second. So if you were standing on a light bomb, you get hit. That's not good. There's a very easy way to remember this. It's double or nothing, go big. So if you get tethered and the bombs get tethered, you go to a big bomb. If nothing gets tethered and you don't get tethered, you go to a big bomb. If either you or the bombs get tethered, so only one of you get tethered, you go to a small bomb. Double or nothing, go big. Otherwise, he has another mechanic where he's going to make wind and lightning puddles on the ground. Wind is obviously going to launch you up if you're light, so you need to be, if you're tethered, you go to wind, you're getting the weight down, you don't get launched up. Purple is swirly gravity, so if you are light, you're going to get crushed by the gravity. Anyway, we finally have our healers set up. We have Aki Aurelius on 4, Wobble on 3, Nikolai on C, Luxodin on A, Lemire on 1, and Eve on 2. I need a Dispeller. I would prefer to have a Dispeller. If one of the healers wants to grab it, that's great, but I would prefer to have one. Anyway, they're just going to generally repeat their mechanics, but the Queen's Warrior will occasionally cast Boost, which will increase the damage of its next raid wide dramatically. We have a Dispeller assigned for that. Well, we're going to try to get a Dispeller assigned for that. If we don't need one, it's not the end of the world. We just need to heavily mid it. So reprisals, addles, dismantles, and other words. No, Lemire, it's very different. So you're going to start with Dispel, and then you'll swap to Reflect later. Or you'll use Light Curtains later. What you're standing for is for later. It's super easy. Trust issues. You just have to slot it into your bag, or your active actions. You target the Queen's Warrior, who I'm going to mark with a triangle. And when they cast Boost, you Dispel it. It's that easy. I'll call out for the Dispel even. Yep. It's going to be after the first bombs. So you'll definitely know way ahead of time when to Dispel. Well, it's first yellow, purple tether. It's going to be bombs and then Dispel. Yeah, after we see the first Spellforge and Steel Sting, they will swap later in the fight, but we probably won't see it with our damage. Anyway, after the Queen's Knight and the Queen's Warrior are dealt with, we are going to have the Queen's Soldier and Queen's Gunner come in. How many of you remember Orban Monastery, Mustadio, Shohol? That's going to come back. You're going to get a ring around you that has 3 weak points. Nope. That is entirely correct, Lyria. So if you have... So, for example, if I have Spellforge, and that they show that they are immune to magic, I just click off my purple buff. I don't need yellow. We're good. Hazel, you needed to do the Return to Evil East raids to even get in here. What do you mean? Anyway, there's 3 weak points around you. And you have a strong point. You need to show that strong point, your hull, to whatever is attacking you. In this case, it's going to be the Queen's Gunner, who's going to be in the middle. You'll point your hull to the middle. He'll shoot. And then you'll turn it, and there will be turrets on the wall. If you look in DRS Learning 1, there is a little mini graphic. It is the... Oh god, where is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 5th image for Queen's Guard. It'll show you that there are turrets that are firing into the arena in lines. You just want to point your open hull first to the gunner and then to one of those turrets. Otherwise, I just tell you where to go. Now, some of you may be wondering, where did Percy go during Dahu? That's because Percy is our duelist. They are now the main character of our raid. They have a buff called the Essence of the Duelist, which doubles their main stats. They do way more damage than any one of us. So tanks, go ahead and turn on your tank stats. We're going to have...
Not what the buff is.
Whatever. I'm just going to explain it as it is. Anyway, during this intro section with all 4 of them, all tanks are just going to have their tank stance on, fight over aggro of all 4 of them, keep them off our duelists. And once they all disappear, if you're not Hazel or myself, you can turn your tank stance off and save it for later. After the Queen's Soldier and Queen's Gunner disappear, there is going to be a final enraged sequence where all 4 of them appear on the intercardinals. They have shields around them, and we need to kill them. But there's a twist. These healer waymarks that we have down here for reflex correlate to the last image in the DRS learning for the reflex patterns. You can see the map with all the orbs where you move. If those orbs don't get reflected, they explode on the raid, give a damage down to everyone who is hit, and generally cause a bad time. Everyone will go for me. Do not get AFK kicked. So, for example, Aki is on the 4th, so they're going to move all the way to the edge of the arena, pop a light curtain, see a reflect orb, stand in the AoE, pop a light curtain, pop a reflect, immediately bounce the reflect, and then move to the next waymark. If you are a tank and you are not myself or Hazel, you need to turn on your tank stance during the end of the encounter and fight over aggro. We're going to have Slimes north and Golems south. There's going to be an Aura Sphere at the south that needs to die, and at the north that needs to die. If it is allowed to live, it will use a cast called Spite Check, which will start one-shotting people. However, there's a problem. It will cast Spite Check when it dies. So the tanks that have the highest aggro are going to fight for aggro on the Aura Spheres, and when Spite Check goes off, you'll get an orange marker above your head, hit your invuln. And everything is kosher. Otherwise, go back. Nope.
I need to focus some specific ad, or I can just hit whatever.
There is going to be a ad on the north and the south, towards A and towards C. It's called the Aura Sphere. This is towards the very end of the fight, when all 4 of the wards are up and they're on the intercardinals. You just turn your stance, provoke, lightning shot, unmend, shield lob, tomahawk, whatever you got to do to fight for aggro on that Aura Sphere. And if you get the orange marker above your head, you hit your invuln. It's that easy. If you use your invuln, you can turn off your tank stance because there are 2 waves of them. We might see the second one. And we don't want people to die. Obviously, if you're a Dark Knight, that's a problem. So you might want to have your healers watch out for you if you have your Living Dead proc, because it can be a little hard to heal yourself to full if you don't have HP sucker raise. Just keep that in mind. Yeah, Slime's north, Golem south. So if you are Slimes, you're going to go towards A. If you're Golems, go towards C. If you're a Reflector, you're just going wherever you need to reflect. Are there any questions? That was a lot of explanations. Queen's Guard is the most to explain. And I'm out of breath. If you are ready, you can go ahead and stand near the C waymark. If you have any questions, stand behind the purple line, let me know.
Just one. Is it better to save the burst at the start, or burst after the disperse?
It is really, if we were trying to pad Percy, we would hold our burst. But generally, it's probably best to just burst right at the start, because then you might get another 2-minute in.
Just use it, yeah.
Yeah, just use it. Trust issue, you can use Spellforge and Steel Sting during the countdown, and then if you're holding it, it'll be the very first mechanic when they come back. Remember, physical jobs need purple, magical jobs need yellow, hybrids are a little special, they may need one or the other. Otherwise, everyone seems you're ready. Charlotte, are you back for real? Okay, good. Val, Himbo, we're good to go. 30-second countdown is going out. Healers, you can start applying Spellforge and Steel Sting. Yes, purple tether means they are immune to magic. So if you want the opposite of their tether. So if they show yellow, you want purple. If they show purple, you want yellow. Remember, tanks, go ahead and pick your favorite ad and fight for aggro over it. Don't let it hit Percy. If you look at the Queen's Gunner and the Queen's Soldier, they have little cat faces. Otherwise, we'll get them in a nice big cuddle puddle here in the middle. Use your burst, use your actions, get them nice and close to the center, and keep a rolling reprisal on these guys. Here comes our first raid wide. Here for our casters, don't heal up your party. Tank stance, you can turn your tank's stances off. I am getting the warrior to the wall, and Hazel is getting the knight to the middle. I'm getting the warrior to the wall and the knight to the middle. We're going to see our first tether. We want purple. Apply Spellforge. Click off Steel Sting. Apply purple. Main tanks need purple. First up is bombs. If you are tethered right now, you're going to a small bomb. You're going to get knocked back from the middle into the bomb you need. Don't get towards 4. Don't be towards 4. Get knocked back into the bomb you need. Tethers to small. If you fall first, fall to where a bomb just exploded. Everyone on the knight. There is a boost coming out. We need a dispel on the warrior. There is a buff on him. Dispel that buff. We are good. Double raid wide. They need to die at approximately the same time. Just keep going. Up next is wind and lightning tethers. If you get tethered, you're going to green swirly wind. Non-tethers to purple. Tethers to wind, non-tethers to lightning. We're going to get inside the knight's hitbox, collapse back in the middle towards the knight. Inside his hitbox towards D. Inside his hitbox towards D. Inside his hitbox. Inside his hitbox towards D. 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 Inside his hit We have another boost coming out from the warrior.
All in warrior. All in warrior.
Holy shit.
This is a regular raid fight. Don't worry about it. This is a regular one, not the in range. Okay. We're getting the gunner to the middle and the soldier to the wall. Gunner to the middle and the soldier to the wall. Up first is fire frogs and show hole. We're going to be dodging the frogs and showing our hole to the gunner in the middle. Don't move just yet. Our small fires are on B and C. We're going to watch where they go. We're going south. Go south. There is a show hole. Be south, dodge this fireball, then show your hole to the gunner in the middle. Now show your hole to open turret on the wall. Back on the bosses. This is a tank buster on the main threats. And that's a raid wide. Up next is gun turrets. If you are currently main tanking an ad, that's myself and Hazel, you'll grab 8 of those turrets. Everyone else will dogpile them. They are DPS priority. They are spawning on B and D. If you see a gun turret, kill it. Main tanks are invulning. After this is a raid wide. Keep killing those turrets, there's a raid wide coming out. In a small eternity, we're going to see our next mechanic, which is going to be either pyretic or ice. Ice, keep moving, and do not stop moving. If you stop moving, you freeze. They might die about the same time, kill the gunner. Alright, slimes north, golems south. Tanks, turn on your tank stance, fight for aggro over orsters, reflectors to your positions. Reflector to your position. Tanks fight for aggro on this Orosphere. Reflectors to your positions. Otherwise, kill ethereal wards, do not get parried. Do not get parried. Coat of Arms is being reapplied. Stop attacking for just a moment. Don't get parried. Otherwise, commit. Kill the wards. Do not worry about the spears, just kill the ward. Alright, we're good, everyone. Let's get our debt off the ground. There are 2 chests this time, thanks to our duelist. Thank you for the handy, Percy.
Thanks, Percy.
You should now have 3 platings. You should have a headgear, a handgear, and a footgear.
Thank you, Percy.
Corndog, I have a question.
Yes.
If trajectory doesn't do any damage, why the fuck does it parry?
Well, you see, it actually does do damage. It hits. It has enmity attached to it.
But it doesn't have damage.
But it still counts as an ability.
It does 0 damage and provokes it.
Does
yes,
Feint
Smoke
get
can
parried?
Get parried? Battle can get parried. Feint can get parried. It's funny.
That's dumb.
Hits reprisal and gets walled.
But yeah, if you're starting to run low on actions, this is when you want to start and reapplying from your bag. You should either have brought a Font of Power, Font of Magic, Lost Dervish, blah blah blah. You want to obviously use it up because we want to use up every action we can because space is precious. Anyway, this is the Bajan Phantom. He's kind of a nothing boss. We have our Banish check. We have our Banisher, who is Lemire. Do you have Banish? Awesome, you have Banish. Perfect. That you're just going to use as your first UCD and just keep it up. It's a dot. What it actually does is it increases the damage we do to this guy. He's kind of a nothing boss. And we don't need to worry about him too much. But if we see it, there are going to be some ghosties that appear. He's going to go to the middle and become untargetable. You want to heal the white ghosts to death, and you want to kill the red ghosts to death. White ghosts can be killed instantly by a white mage's benediction. Try not to all benediction the same ghost at the same time. If you're ready, you can stand between the 2 and the 3 waymark. You can sit this fight out if you need to, just stand behind the purple line. But we want to make sure that we have everyone here, because if you stay behind the purple line, you don't get any reward for this fight. Yeah, what you gonna do about it? Anyway, I'm gonna give this boss the countdown I think it deserves.
Nice.
Anyway, we're gonna have a bullet boss do some things. There's a something mechanic here. I can't remember what it does.
It did that.
If you're not me, turn off your tank stance. We are going to A. Go to A. We're riding the donuts down like in normal mode. They are a little faster, so make sure you stay in the donut at all times as we make our way down Deliver Reginate Savage. Once we have reached the end, you can stand on the waymark at the end. Afterwards, we're going to wait for some pulses and then move over to 2. Move over to 2. Move over to 2. Then we're going to go back to 1. We're going to chill in 1 for a bit. He's not going to do anything. This boss doesn't do anything. Make sure you build the gauge for the next fights. Be on 1. Be on 1. Do not be on 2. Wait for 3 flashes. 1, 2. 3, move to 2. After 3 flashes on 1, we go back to 1. Go back to 1. Obviously, don't follow the vets. They are doing silly things.
And die.
Kill it. I don't want to see the ads. Kill it.
Kill it. Kill it. Oh my god.
Alright, we are going to kill red ghosts and heal white ghosts. Kill red ghosts, heal white ghosts. I blame the vets. They were fucking around. Lamau.
Oh my god, this ass, how are we gonna do this?
Actually, no. Himbo, you're right. I blame Val specifically. After this last Wraith dies, there needs to be an interrupt on the boss.
Was there? I think we could have killed it.
Alright, do not go ahead. There's probably some tanks doing some funny things. But after this loading zone, do not move ahead. There are traps we need to proceed. There are traps we need. If we blow them up at the wrong time, we have a bad time. I don't actually know if they got blowed up.
They did.
Okay, good. Again, once you get past this loading zone, stop. If you don't see a trap, let it load. We have a Preceptor who is Graphing Calculator.
Oh right.
Just stay right
can
here.
Can I be the EX here actually instead of whoever's gonna do it? Could make it a lot easier for me.
That would be a conversation between you and Smug.
Ooh.
Mugnep. Alright, we're making our way down to Trinity Avowed. Alright, we're going to take a quick mandated break. Please be back at 0:57. And we will go all over Queen, the Trinity Avowed explanations. While we're waiting, please enjoy the Aurora Borealis here in Deliver Reginate Savage.
Thanks. Stoic also. Happy birthday, Stoic. Actually, I just saved that for the end of the run, but whatever.
What's wrong with the Aurora Borealis, Percy? Anyway, while we're on our break, you can go ahead and look in DRS Learning 1. I'll put the guide up for Trinity Avowed. There is a lot of personal responsibility. So it might be a good idea to familiarize yourself with it.
Corndog. I have a question.
Kitty. A fun wiggle check is to look at the ceiling. Because they put a ceiling there.
This place has a ceiling?
Yeah, look at that. It's like a dome. Wonder how they fit the Aurora in here. I blame magnets.
It's like those football arenas. Maybe it opens up.
Oh yeah, maybe.
All right, your mandated break is over. It's time to raid. Anyway, welcome everyone to Trinity Avowed. This is widely considered to be the wall for first-time learners because there's a lot of personal responsibility that instantly kills you if you get it wrong. So I'm going to do my best to convey everything in a way that makes sense for everyone here. First things first, if you would like Shell 2, go ahead and line up along the edges of the bridges to get Shell 2 applied to you. Tanks, you should have brought at least one Shell 2 in your bag to help me shell the raid. Shell 2 helps you prevent magic damage, and that helps keep you alive. Once you have Shell 2, you can go ahead and get past the purple line, just so it makes it easier to shell everyone else. If you are the main tank for your party, go ahead and have, after you're done shelling the raid, you can slot in a Lost Aether Shield. That helps prevent damage from the raid-wide Glory of Boja. It is not only a raid-wide that does a lot of damage, but it has a very nasty bleed attached to it too. So whenever you see Glory of Boja, I'll call it out, but we're going to use that to prevent damage. All right, Trinity Bound. I'm gonna put the real waymarks down. So this boss is slightly randomized. We're going to see all of its mechanics, but how the order it does them in is entirely random, and we won't know until we pull the boss. This boss does start out with a innovative design in Square Enix technology. It starts off with a tank buster, not a raid wide. After that is raid wide, and then we're going to get one of our three mechanics, either bow, staff, or sword. If it is staff, it is a point blank centered on the boss. If it is bow, it is a 270-degree cone in front of it, so only the back of them is safe. If it is sword, it is another 270-degree cone, but it's everywhere except the front of it is safe. Once it shows us all weapons, we know the order for the night, and it'll go into its individual mechanics. For staff phase, it's similar to normal mode, where it does point blank AoE from in front of it, and then it summons 4 meteors on the corners of the arena. The only difference is that these meteors are significantly longer, or larger, and there's no safe spot. So you're going to get hit by one temperature mechanic, but that's okay, because Trinity Avowed was kind enough to give you a temperature before that mechanic started. You're going to get one of 4 temperatures, either 1 cold, 2 cold, 1 hot, or 2 hot. You can think of it as positive and negative numbers. So hot is +1 and +2, and cold is -1, -2. You're also going to get a force march, which is either going to force you forward, left, right, or backwards. The goal is that you stand in the middle and force march yourself to the meteor you need to go to neutral. So if you're too hot, too fire, you need to go and march yourself in whatever direction you need to go into the 2 ice meteor. And that'll get your temperature to normal. If you fail to normalize your temperature in any way, whether you go overboard or you're not enough, you instantly die. So it's worth dropping a GCD or 2 to make sure that you get it correct. If you're not entirely sure, just pick one, because you're gonna die if you get it wrong. Remember, you need to neutralize your temperature by getting hit by the opposite. In sword mode, we're going to use those 1, 2, 3, 4 waymarks up to the northwest. 4 clones are going to appear, the boss is going to be completely untargetable, and she's going to cleave the arena in 4 ways, leaving only 1 safe spot. The safe spot will be determined by me. I will be able to call it out. But what you need to do is you have a temperature, either, again, 1 cold, 2 cold, 1 hot, or 2 hot. You need to find the ad you need to get hit by and stand in its cleave while avoiding the other ones. There's a really simple way to know this, is that you need to stand in a cardinal of the safe tile. So if I say that 4 is safe, that means the D tile is one of the temperature adjusts, the 3 tile is one of the temperature adjusts, the 1 tile is one of the temperature adjusts, and the tile directly south of 4 is one of the temperature adjusts. If you stand intercardinal of 4 in any way, such as on the 2 waymark, you instantly die, because you get hit by 2 swords, you take a magic bone, and you get hit by the second sword, and you die. You have 2 chances to solve your mechanic, so if you're not entirely sure how it's going to look, you can stand on the safe spot that I say, look how they resolve, and then stand in the safe spot, or stand in the temperature adjust for your sword. For bow, it's pretty similar to normal mode, where it's going to cover most of the arena with lava, and it's going to summon the ladder game. You can see in DRS Learning 1 what the pattern kind of looks like. The arrows are going to spawn at one end, they're going to follow down the ladder, and take every 90-degree turn they can. So if they hit a turn, they take it, no matter what. Again, just like before, you need to stand in a tile that's going to get hit by the arrow you need. So if you see that you're too hot, you need to find the too cold arrow, follow it down, trace it down with your finger, do whatever you need to do, and stand in the tile it's going to end up. You'll get hit, and everything is good. Now, if we see it, there's going to be a second set of these mechanics, just like the first, except we're going to see a brand with it. Remember everything I said about neutralizing your temperature? That applies with the brand too. So you're going to get a temperature, and then you're going to get a brand. So in this case, let's say I have 2 hot as my temperature, and I get a 1 cold brand. If I stand in the 2 cold, that would neutralize my temperature like normal. However, now my brand goes off, I'm -1, and I instantly die. So I need to take my brand into account. Like I said earlier with just the numbers, if you think of 2 hot as +2 and negative cold or 1 cold as -1, that means I'm technically only 1 hot. That means I need to get hit by the 1 cold mechanic in order to survive, instead of the 2 cold. If you're wondering, oh, do I need to do like weird combinations like 2 hot and 2 hot again? Yes, but only during swords. During staff, you're going to get only 1 adjustment is necessary. Swords, you might have to get hit twice. You don't want to get hit 2 times at the same time, you just want to get hit 2 separate times. And arrows, during bow 2, is special because you can have a temperature and a brand that equals nothing. So that means you don't want to get hit by anything. That's what the nothing arrow comes in for. We love the nothing arrow. It acts like everything else during arrows, and it follows every path. Except it doesn't get hit at anything. But otherwise, make sure everyone in your party is shelled, that if they want shell. Yep, the blank space follows arrow logic. Make sure you have a tank in your party, designated Aether Shielder. And if you're ready, you can stand next to the CUA mark. Don't stand beyond it, otherwise you'll pull Trinity about. If you have any questions, you can stand behind the purple line to indicate your readiness. See Dagia, Theoth, Charlotte. Nope, totally understandable, Charlotte. I get it. Still looking from Theo. There we go. We got movement. Everyone's alive, for the most part. Again, main tanks for your party. Make sure you have Aether Shield. It is going to hurt. But otherwise, countdown going out soon. Make sure you have food. Make sure you use your actions. If you ran low on actions, this is the perfect time to refresh them with a fresh plate or mimic. Otherwise, let's get going. Tanks, you're going to join me up front for a tank buster. Pop a little bit of mid with me. It's all good. Aether Shields, Addles, Reprisals. Mythis, Glory of Boja.
Duelist aggro.
Cure 4. Hit your Cure 4
Out
on every
and
raid
away,
wide.
out and away at the flash of light. Out and away. I drop my BR. Lamau. Mercy behind the boss. Behind the boss. Afterwards, we're going in front of the boss. Go in front of the boss. It is swords first. Remember, I'm going to call a safe square, and you need to stand on a tile cardinal of the safe square to adjust your temperature. If you don't know what to look for, just watch the first sword swing. The boss is going untargetable. The first safe spot is 1. The cardinal of 1 to adjust your temperature. If you're not sure where to stand on 1, watch the sword swings. Our next safe spot is 3. Stand on 3. If you need to be on a cardinal of 3. This is your one chance. Intercardinal is death. Back in on the boss. Aether Shields, Addles, Reprisals. Boss is gonna go middle and point behind herself. Nope. No, out and away. Out and away at the flash of light. Out and away at the flash of light. We're gonna get back middle for some proximity AoEs coming from the corners. You're gonna get a temperature. Look at your temperature now. It's on your debuff bar, it's also above your head. You're gonna get a quick march. Figure out what quick march direction you're marching towards. You need to march yourself with your quick march to the meteor you need to be neutral. Pop a little tiny bit of it. Just a little bit. March yourself to whatever meteor you need to be neutral. Quick march is going off soon. Get back middle. Aether Shields, Addles, Reprisals. Get behind the boss for bow. Get behind the boss. Tanks are going to join me up front with a little bit of mid. You're going to get a quick march. You're going to either quick march to either D or B. Quick march to either B or D away from the pillar of fire. March to D. March yourself to D. If there are any people in the fire and they bounce, rescue them. You have a temperature. You need to find the arrow that is the opposite your temperature and follow it down. Find your temperature. It's going to follow every 90 degrees. Aether Shields, Addles, Reprisals, be in front of the boss. Be in front of the boss. There's going to be a 270-degree cone in front of her. Be in front. On the not one. This is your swords with brands. So you may need to get hit twice. This time, you need to look at your temperature and get the opposite your brand. Hold your burst, the boss is going untargetable in a moment. Look at your temperature, your brand is coming out now. You need to get opposite your brand. Our first safe spot is 4. Be cardinal of 4. If you are intercardinal of 4, you are dead. Our next safe spot is 2. If you still need to adjust your temperature, be a cardinal of 2. Intercardinal of 2 is death. Back in on the bus.
Hold drill B or not?
Yeah, we're definitely holding drill B. Aether shields, addles, reprisals. Be out and away at the flash of light. Afterwards, you're going to get a temperature and a brand. You need to get hit by the meteor. That would be opposite. Oh, yeah.
Double damage.
Yes, double damage. Double damage. Double damage. Don't move.
Well, respect mechanics.
Yeah, respect the mechanic.
Stop. You need to get hit by the opposite to be opposite your brand. You need to move yourself to your meteor. Move yourself to your meteor. And be on the outer corners. Outer corners of your little section. Outer corners. Outer corners. Healers, as soon as you have healer LB3, go to the middle and
use LB3 immediately and then kill.
Battle reprisals. Alright, I think we got everyone up.
Easy.
Nice. Alright, do not go ahead. Do not go ahead. Grab your chest. If you're new, you can come back the way we came, and we're going to see what those pink mini traps do.
Can I step on it?
Just maybe.
Okay.
Wait for everyone.
Oh, someone did DC at around 5%, so probably need a healer to get ready with.
Yeah, just the healers, watch out. But yeah, if you're brand new, you can just gather around this little pink mini trap in the hallway. Don't be shy. You can get nice and close to it. Once we're ready, you're going to run into the trap, and we're going to race to the gate at the end of the hallway. There's going to be a gate at the end of the hallway after the teleporter pad. The first person to squeeze their way through the gate will unlock the secret boss of Deliver Regine Savage for us. Yeah, fun fact. Lalafels are actually the tallest race when minied. It's crazy.
Wow.
But yes, we're not going to Queen just yet. There's something we need to take care of before we go to Queen. Yep, the first mini person, just run through that gate and keep walking forward. Welcome everyone to the secret encounter. There are traps at the bottom of the staircase. Tanks are going to be running wild and pure and forever free and are going to clear the way for us.
Explosion bridge.
Why are you so present? Whatever.
Anyway, welcome everyone to the secret encounter of Deliver Regine Savage. This is the Stigma Lock Lord. First things first, we're going to need to get a couple things organized. I need tanks on the 1, 2, 3, 4-way marks. We got our tanks settled. Killington, Corndog, Stick, Imba Hooters, and Hazel. I don't think any of you need a backup. I need healers with Reflect on B, healers with Dispel on D. If you have both, go ahead and stand in between it. Killington, do you actually need explanations for tanks?
I just want to make sure that I know the difference between ether and primal. Primal, you handle your own entrapment, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So you'll just start south
On
DPS on 3. I'll put the waymarks down.
Oh, I thought I was standing on 2. I can start on 3. It's fine.
I have minnow markers somewhere. How many Menno setup markers do I have? There it is. So yeah, Killington, you start on 3. You'll provoke the south ad, pull it to 3, go clockwise. It's probably going to die before you get anywhere, but you'll just stay. You'll go 3, rotate clockwise to 4, and pop traps between 4 and 1.
Yep. Okay.
Anyway, so tanks are all settled. I don't need to worry about that. As far as our healers and reflex, you may notice that there are lines on the floor. The lines are circles. There's a white inner ring and a white outer ring. Healers, you're going to go to that white inner ring in the middle when the encounter reaches its ad phase, and you're going to dispel earth orbs. They're brown, made of sand, and reflect fire orbs. They're made of fire. Amazing. You know where to stand because there's lines on the floor. These black purple sections are going to turn into death walls. All the DPS are going to be down here on C once the markers are up. The healers are on the inner ring, dispelling and reflecting earth and fire orbs, and the tanks on the waymarks are going to be handling minotaurs that are walking around the arena. Killington, did you actually want south?
I can take whichever. It doesn't matter.
Okay, you're south then. As far as the ads phase concerns, this guy himself, the Stigmalock Lord, he's kind of a pushover. He doesn't really have anything. He doesn't even have an enrage. It's his ad phase that is very dangerous. When that starts at 70% HP, he goes in the middle, becomes untargetable, and 4 ads are going to spawn on the Cardinals. And we're going to walk them around the arena by kiting them. All the DPS, you're going to pop your lost actions, all your 2 minutes, and blow that Minotaur up. He's going to be on south, and I want you to make him not exist. After he's dead, I'm going to feed you the next Minotaur, and then he's not going to exist. Then Hazel's going to grab theirs from the north, rotate it to you, and then Himbo has the last one. So that means we're going to use baby openers. Just 1, 2, 3, build gauge on the Stigmalock Lord until he's at 70% HP. Now, you may notice that there's some notches on these white lines. There's little narrow sections on the sections, and then there's notches on the intercardinals and cardinals. These are an important mechanic, which are called words. Fateful words. Do your words, do your words, do your words, do your words. You're going to have one of 2 possible debuffs, either Sacrifice's Fate or Wanderer's Fate. One looks like the Minotaur slurping up a whole bunch of noodles. That's a pull. That means he's pulling you from the edge of the arena towards him. There's also the buff that looks like a whole bunch of noodles. Or looks like the man's getting kicked down a flight of stairs. That is a push. That means you're getting pushed from the center out. So you want to stand in the notch according to what you're getting hit by. If you're getting slurped up, you need to stand as far away from him as you can to get pulled towards the middle. If you're getting kicked down the stairs, you need to be close to him in your notch to get pushed away from him. I'm sorry, I don't do the slurp.
Man.
Now, there was a couple explanations, rather quick, but does anybody have any questions? Really, the ad phase, once it's handled, this boss is a joke. He doesn't do anything. But we need to kill him, because if we don't, the queen locks in at 0.1% HP, and we can't kill her. It's a bad time. If you're ready, you can stand on the 3-byte mark. If you have questions, stand behind the purple line. Yeah, that's right. If you don't kill this boss, you can't clear. So that was a fun point for Prague. Himbo, do you have stories of DRS in the day?
We didn't know there were traps after the staircase the first time, and like 10 of us blew up immediately. And we were out of Horizons at that point.
Cool.
But yeah, not to worry. We're just going to do a quick countdown here. Again, baby openers. 1, 2, 3s, building gauge. Nothing serious. It's also a good idea to be close to this boss. He does have giant cone attacks, so the farther you are away from him, the harder it is to dodge. Starts off with a quick tank buster on me. It's not word. You don't need to worry about it. I got it. It's a quick little tank buster. Locate your knockback immunity. Hit it after this auto attack. Hit your arm's length. Sure tap. Dodge whacks. Dodging whack is your first and only priority. We have pushed the boss. Tanks to your position. Healers on the inner ring. DPS down south. Healers, you are reflecting fire orbs, dispelling earth orbs. DPS, you are blowing that Minotaur up. Tanks, take it for a walk. Ooh, that was a big explosion. Get to a cardinal. Get to a cardinal. Tanks are sweeping. Alright. Traps are clear. Keep killing ads. Keep killing ads. You have your debuff. Do your word, do your word, do your word. You're either getting slurped up or pushed away. Do your word, do your word, do your word. Get into a cubby. Any cubby will do. You no longer need to stay south. Get into a cubby. Any cubby will do. Keep walking that Minotaur. Dodge orange on the ground. Kill this last Minotaur. Let's get out of here. Free buff culling. Alright, we get back on the boss. This is a raid one. It doesn't do anything. If you get a lightning AoE on your head, take it out to the edge of the arena. It is persistent. Take it out and away. Up next is 1,111 ton swing. If you can gap close, you're too close. Back on the bus. 2 more sets of rapid bolts. Take him out to the edge of the arena. One more set. Our duelist has one. Proximity AoE. Get away. Yep, you do. It's free buff culling. Dodging whacks. Dodging whack is your first and only priority. If you can't get out, outrange it. Up next is a little tank buster, I imagine. Fighting over. Tank buster time. It's mine. Be away from me. I have a cleaving tank buster. Locate your knockback immunity. Okay, he's dead. Before we proceed onwards, we want to make sure everyone is alive. The queen scales in HP based on the number of people in the instance, but we seem to have everyone up, so everyone can make their way up to the queen. Please enjoy this cutscene. It's the exact same as in normal mode, but hey, maybe you want to watch it anyways.
Hopefully the new Poet Savage has an exclusive reason. All that jazz. But for now you'll have to make do with a little copy of normal.
Ah, yes, the based markers.
Yep.
Again, cutscene enjoyers, go ahead and enjoy your cutscene. Don't worry about going on ahead. If you have less than 10 minutes of shell, you can line up along the edge of the bridge to get a new application of shell 2.
It reminds me of that Earthbound boss.
If anyone needs re-raisers, stand on the C marker. I have exactly 2 to hand out.
I have 6 to hand out, so I have got plenty. As soon as I'm done chilling, obviously.
Hope you have fun tonight, Stoic.
Yeah, I saw. Again, if you would like a re-raiser, free re-raisers, you can stand on the Seaway mark. And I will hand some out.
Oh, I just saw it too.
Nobody?
I just...
Nobody wants a re-raiser?
There's only one person. If you're not confident that you'll survive and you need a re-raiser, just stand on the marker. Okay, I'll get...
Please,
okay.
it is free. I am literally handing it out.
I was gonna get them. Okay, whatever. That's fine. I have one more, still.
Can I get an upgrade then?
I mean, I'll probably just use it on myself if nobody else needs it.
What the heck? This guy! Anyway, welcome everyone to Queen. This is the final boss of Deliver Reginite Savage, so if you have anything left, any actions that you haven't used yet, now is the time to slot in new stuff and use it to kill this queen. Once you kill her, you get the achievement, you get your dog mount, we clear Deliver Reginite Savage. This is mostly a color check on me, and a flashback to the Queensguard encounter, so things we saw in Queensguard, they're going to pop up again, such as the Winds of Weight, bombs with tethers, show hull, turrets, all that jazz. All that's coming back. But the other major mechanic, if we see it, it's entirely possible, we may not, is super chess. I'm going to do my best to try and call with these waymarks. I have not called with them before, but if these waymarks, if I'm referring to a spot on the waymarks, it is by chess. So if I'm saying A4, that means I'm referring to this square all the way in the corner, at the intersection of A and 4. If I'm talking about B4, I'm talking about this one. If I'm talking about C4, it's in your mailbox. It's right here. And if I'm talking about just 4, it's this waymark. The middle is almost never safe, so we don't bother using it. Yeah, it's middle. Anyway, I will be the main tank for this instance. This boss does have a invuln check, which I have Blood Rage for, so we don't need to worry about it. If I need a pure tank to tank over, there's 8 billion of them. Hazel, Imbo, Killington. There's plenty of people to take over if necessary. Anyway, as far as super chess goes, let me get the guide up for Queen. You're going to have a variety of debuffs. I would if I did not already slot in my Aether Shot. What do you mean it didn't respond? What do you mean, Phoenix? There we go. If you look at the third image, there's a variety of debuffs. You're either getting a 2, a 3, a 4, and you're going to get a combination. Either a 2 and a 3, a 2 and a 4, or a 3 and a 4, which add up to 5, 6, or 7 respectively. That is your starting number. So if you have a 2 debuff and a 4 debuff, that means you're 6. And you start where everyone with 6 is. Where do you start? That's for me to call, because the boss is going to have soldiers dancing along the edge of the arena and shooting off cross AoEs, making some sections safe and some sections unsafe. For example, if it is both safe, we would say 6s in the corner, 5s on A3, 7s on B4. If it's both safe, but this 3 column is getting hit, or the 3 row is getting hit, we would say something like 5s on B, 6s in the corner, 7 on B4. So a couple of vets might also mark themselves with the 5, 6, 7 way marks. In that case, just stand where they're standing. How this works is that once you have your starting numbers and your starting position, we're going to walk up the left column. If you know the right way, do it on the right wall. But we're going to start on the left wall, walk up your first debuff, and stop. So in this case, I'm 7, I have 3 and 4. My 3 buff is going off first. I start here, I move 1 square, 2 square, I stop on A, and I let my 3 buff resolve. If I walk any further, I'll get a pink spike of doom above my head, and that tells me I'm going to die in 3 seconds unless I move back. After my 3 has resolved, some soldiers are going to walk along the edge of the wall, and now I have to resolve my 4, so I'll walk from A all the way north, and then to 1. And that's Super Chess. The safe spot can either be on 4 or 1, so in that case we just go to the opposite corner of it, and I tell you where the safe spots are. Otherwise, this is a caller check. I call in shell where everything goes. And we have a good time, and we clear. Please. Does anybody have any questions? If you have questions, stand behind the purple line, ask them. Otherwise, stand on the 4 tile. Yes. I'll see you all in 8 hours. Nap time. Otherwise, food check, ready check. We're getting ready. Stand on the 4 if you're ready. You press Aether Shield with the Cast and Parian Iniquity. That is the raid wide. I will also call it out. Otherwise, countdown is going out. Remember, this is the final boss. If you have anything to use, now's the time to use it. Oh, before we begin, I almost forgot. You remember those light curtains I asked you to pack earlier? There's a duty gauge that the Queen has. It's called Imperial Authority. Once that fills to 100, you're going to hear a ding. Much like how the limit break gauge fills, ding. When that ding goes off, you're going to pop a light curtain and ignore the mechanic. Because when that ding goes off, a bunch of lightning orbs are going to spawn all around the arena. You pop a light curtain, and you're safe from the lightning AoEs that they happen. If you don't have a light curtain, you want to use your eyeball technology and stand away from the exploding purple death orbs. Once you have reflected it and enough people deal damage to it, it will turn into a safety shield and we're safe from the following raid wide. Healers, you're going to have to dispel the Queen during that mechanic. So pop a light curtain, target the Queen, and start dispelling her. She has 4 buffs that are lightning damage up, damage resistance, physical damage up, and all of her attacks crit. So we definitely need to dispel those. Otherwise, countdown is going out. Food check, pot check, vibe checks. We're going. Believe in the Percy that believes in you. First things first is that Empyrean Iniquity, Aether Shield, Battles, Reprisals. Tier 4 casters, help out your party. First up is our first mechanic, which is Murder Chest. I just tell you where to go. Alright. No. Numbers are unsafe. 4 is unsafe. Middle. Okay, we're kind of hosting for an east. We're going north. Be on this corner tile, right here. Be on 1C. 1C. We need to be on the B tile, B tile, B tile. Or all the way at D. Yeesh. I dropped the R. Alright, I'm gonna need Himbo or somebody to take over after this first one. This is my invuln, don't worry. I will take 2 hits, then our other tank will take over. Killington has it. Aether Shields, Addles, Reprisals. Tier 4 casters, help out with that bleed. Boss is going untargetable. We are seeing Super Chests. Our starting position is going to be the opposite of the safe square. He's going untargetable. Our starting position is by 1D. Both are safe. 6s in the corner, 5s on C, 7s on the 7 tile. 6s in the corner, 5s on C.
5s on 3, 5s on 3, 5s on 3.
5s on 3, 5s on 3, 5s on 3. 5s on 3.
Everything else is correct.
You're walking to the D column, walk up the D column. Walk to the D column, walk up the D column. If you see a pink spike of doom above your head, go back 1 square. Now walk into the 4 safe spot. No matter what, resolve in the 4. Give your Re-Raiser a chance to proc. This is God Save the Queen. This raid wide will need Aether Shield, Addles, and Reprisals. There it is. Aether Shields, Addles, Reprisals. Otherwise, healers, get ready with the spell, and everyone else, prep your light curtains. Well, healers should prep light curtains too. Once you hear that ding, pop a light curtain. Ding, ding, ding. Start dispelling the queen, hit your light curtains. Stand on the lightning orb if you have Reflect up. There is a orb directly in front of her. Get into a bubble. Any bubble will do. Up is our first returning mechanic from the Queen's Guard. Be in the middle. You're gonna get tethered, and you're gonna get a show hole. Or you might get tethered. If you're tethered right now, you're going to win. If you're tethered right now, you're going to win. Otherwise, go to Purple Lightning. But first, we have to dodge North Swain's Flow. We're going west. Go west. Tethers to wind, non-tethers to lightning. Get ready to show your hole to the gunner. The gunner is on B2. Now to a turret on the wall. This is Killington's Tank Buster. They're taking 2 hits. 1 hit. 2 hit. Next invuln tank, it's Himbo. Be in the middle. Hold your burst. She's going untargetable. Hold your burst. Be in the middle. We're going bowling. We're riding a knockback from the knight and dodging a queen cleave. Go ahead and follow the safety shapes. I will also call the safe spot. Easy pattern. We're going towards D. We're not getting knocked back towards D. D1. Don't get run over. Our safety boys are 4 and D. We're going to the small triangle by 4. Small triangle by 4. Get nice and tight in this corner. Use your burst. Blow this queen up. Aether Shield, Addles, Reprisals. Up next is our second super chest. Same as before. Starting position, opposite the safe square. Safe square is 1. We're going towards 4A. Both are safe. 6s in the corner. 5s on A3. 7s on 4B. 5s on the 5. 6s on the 6. 7s on the 7. We're walking up the A column. Walk your first debuff. If you see a pink spike of doom, go back. Get to the A column. End up in the safety square, no matter what. Healers, you may have healer LB3. If you have a number of people dead in your party, go to the middle and healer LB3. Just blow this queen up. We're done here.
Yay!
Congratulations, everyone, on your clear of Delibrum Regine Savage. Enjoy the cutscene. There is a chest at the end of the entrance that has a full body upgrade, a minion, some fragments, and you can go ahead and go to the back and take a picture at the nice, pretty tree.
Yay! Thanks, Stoic. Thanks for the run, Stoic.
GG! Thank you. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday,
Yeah, happy
Corndog.
birthday, Stoic.
Oh my god. Hang on.
All right, now I gotta get a dual holster together, apparently, so I gotta do that now. Tee.
Let's go! Thank you, PP.
But yeah, you can come to the back here, get some pictures with the nice, pretty tree. Otherwise, thank you all for joining me on Delibrum Regine Savage. If you're curious on how to get your Cerberus mount, you need to go to Jonathas and Gerdania. I lied, he doesn't have a job anymore. You can get it from your achievement menu.
Really?
I don't actually know if you can get it from Jonathas.
You can't, apparently.
You can no longer get it from Jonathas and Gerdania.
Really? That's so fucked.
just
They actually made him
checked.
useless. That's
Yeah,
actually...
they actually took away his job.
What
That's
the
crazy.
hell?
Oh my god.
Also, if you're curious on how to get a shiny blue name here in Foe, not Pepe. What is Pepe? That doesn't exist.
Oh no, it's
Then
something
go to the
that came up.
verification and re-verify. Just
don't-
give it a
you
little
don't-
bit of time with your achievements public, and it'll give you the nice, clear DRS roll.
Perpetual enjoyers of Bugcat's existence.
You don't need to re-verify. You just click the verified clear button and you're done. So long as you verified before, that is.
Achievements do take a bit to actually propagate, however.
True.
Square Enix Lodestone is perfectly fine, and there's no problems whatsoever with the website.
Thank you for the run. Have a good one.
Happy
you all for joining
birthday again. Happy birthday to you.
Oh no.
How much
That's too
is the
cringe
black-
even for me. That's too
How much?
cringe.
How much is the Black Ranger pose on Mog Station?
Like $2 to $5, I want to say.
I don't actually remember. It's been so long.
Like emotes are $2 to $7, depending on the emote.
Also, for anyone curious, this run took exactly 1 hour and 45 minutes.
Nice.
Really?
Wait, hold. Actually, that's really fast. Holy
This is a
moly.
really
Just from
fast
the from the latest re-instance, not counting everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not counting the wipe.
And the
Counting the wipe is
setting up.
technically 2 hours and 45 minutes, but hey,
Oh, never mind. It's about normal. It's about normal.
Yeah.
It's a pretty fast instance, though.
but yeah, thank you all for joining me. Enjoy your G poses. Make sure you get your final chest at the end of the exit, and I will see you all hopefully for more DRS.